Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 12th Annual Senator Edgar H. Price Jr. Annual Achievement Award Dinner. I'm always pleased to look out over this audience and see these familiar faces, and at the same time, look out and see all of the new faces that are here tonight. And I understand we had a little traffic problems outside, and some people were late getting in, so glad you made it. Sit back and enjoy. And it's very, very nice to have you here. I'd like to break from the script just a moment and recognize my wife, Leslie Wells. Thank you. And also my son, the current sheriff of Manatee County, Rick Wells. Each year, the foundation strives to honor a true shining star for our Lifetime Achievement Award, and this year the winner is Stephen Wicker. Beyond his accomplishments with the MCR Health Board, Mr. Wicker is widely known as a community leader, and he also has spent over 39 years on various boards throughout Manatee and Sarasota counties. Stephen, we'll be hearing more about you a little bit later on in the program, but before we go any further, I want to take this moment to salute you as the recipient of the Edgar Price Annual Achievement Award. We have an exciting evening planned, and we're thrilled that you all made it here. But first, let me share with you a few points about the purpose of Manatee County Rural Services Foundation. The foundation is dedicated to supporting MCR Health and its mission to provide the highest quality primary and specialty care and preventative health education to anyone who needs these services regardless of their ability to pay. The foundation main goal, is to ensure continued financial viability for MCR Health while also providing resources to help the underserved in our community and securing funding for capital products and services. I have been associated with Manatee County Rural Health Services Foundation for 14 years, and I couldn't be prouder to continue giving back to our community by serving as a board member. I truly believe in the mission of both the foundation and MCR Health. I'd like for you to stand now and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, and indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I'd like to introduce another Wicker right now. This happens to be the grandson of Stephen, and he will lead us in our invocations. Sir?
Good evening. If I can just say a couple words. My wife and I have lived here in Sarasota for about 2 years now, and not a week can go by that I don't meet someone new that somehow knows my grandfather. And I have yet to find someone that can say a bad thing about him. You know, you grow up and you look at your grandparents or even your parents and you think, wow, they're so awesome, they're so cool. And when you meet other people that think so highly of your own, it really says something. So, Papa, thank you for having big shoes and setting a goal for me to reach and attain, and I appreciate you. I love you, and I'm proud of you. If we can, bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for opportunities like tonight to pause and recognize those around us that have done great things. But I ask that tonight we would all walk away from here feeling challenged, Lord, that we can do more for the people around us, the people that we love, the people that we see day in and day out. Father, every single one of us has an opportunity, whether great or small, to help change this world that we live in. So I ask that your hand would be upon this evening. In the name of Jesus, amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Now I'm going to turn the time over to a good friend and colleague, a person that I worked with for many years. And not only is he a Senator McKay, he's a fellow Foundation board member, and he also is the chair of Manatee County Rural Health Services Foundation. It's my pleasure to work closely with John McKay, and we strive to improve the health and welfare of our community. Senator John McKay.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you all for that warm welcome, and thank you, Charlie, for the introduction. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to this 12th annual Senator Edgar Price Lifetime Achievement Awards Dinner. It's truly a unique event, and I'm pleased to tell you it's the best fundraiser, the most successful fundraiser in Manatee County, and it's grown to that in just a very short period of time, all because of the efforts of first MCRHS and now Patrick Carnegie and their wonderful staff. As chairman of the board of the foundation, this event truly has a special place in my heart because every year we have the opportunity to honor an extraordinary individual for his or her contributions to our community. And I can't think of a better way to pay tribute to those inspiring people who make our neighborhoods, our towns, and our cities and counties such wonderful places to live. Tonight, it's great that we're honoring Stephen Wicker. I've had the privilege of knowing Steve for over 30 years. I told him earlier if I knew that he was 8 years older than me, I would have been more respectful over the years that I've known him. He's just a great guy. He is always a gentleman, and he is always a pleasure to work with. And I'm so pleased that we're doing this tonight, Steve. I'd like to take a moment to introduce the board members of the Manatee County Rural Health Services Foundation. And as I introduce you, if you'd please stand, I certainly would appreciate it. Sheriff Charlie Wells. MCRHS. Bruce Mead. And Patrick Carnegie. Where's Patrick? There's Patrick. These board members play a vital role in determining the course of the foundation and to ensuring that we support the mission of MCR Health Services, and that's into providing health care to everyone regardless of their ability to pay. I'd also like to introduce a few elected officials that are here tonight. Excuse me. Sheriff Rick Wells has already been recognized by his father. I don't know if that's nepotism, but it may be close, Charlie. I just had the privilege of meeting Manatee County Commissioner Reggie Bellamy, if he'd stand for a minute. State Representative Will Robinson has joined us tonight. Stand up, Will. And they're even want us to honor tonight old has-beens like myself, Charlie Wells. Us retired folks. So again, welcome. We're so pleased that you joined us tonight. I'd ask you to sit back and enjoy your dinner, and the program will resume at the conclusion of our dinner. I would like to you all to join me in a round of applause for our great entertainment from Dr. Melvin Price and New Jazz. They are excellent, without a doubt. And I need to apologize because when I was introducing folks earlier, I neglected to introduce two people that are former elected officials or former public officials that are fine folks. Senator Tom Gallen, who's a former winner of the Edgar Price Lifetime Achievement Award, and Police Chief Gary Lowe. Thank you all for being here tonight. Now it's my pleasure to turn the mic over to the gentleman that runs this wonderful organization, Mr. Patrick Carnegie, President and CEO of MCR Health. Patrick?
All right, well, welcome everyone. Good evening. There we go, much better. Now, hey guys, we're here to raise money for some great charities, for the great work that we do throughout the year for all types of people throughout the community, and we're here to honor a phenomenal giant of a man. So I need some energy. I need a huge round of applause for Mr. C. Stephen Wicker. Yes. And we'll hear more about him and the amazing work that he's done throughout his career here in the Manatee, Sarasota area. Mr. Wicker, it's a delight to honor you here tonight, and we'll hear more about this great man here in a few minutes. First, a few thank yous. We're fortunate to have such a great, dedicated board of directors who meets monthly to set policy for our great organization, so I'd like to recognize the board of directors of MCR Health. If you guys would stand and be recognized, all of our MCR Health board members. What do you guys think about the look and the feel of this place tonight? Is this amazing or what? Is this amazing? So let's get a big round of applause. Scott Works, Sharon Hong, the whole committee. Crystal, you guys did an amazing job again this year, and we really appreciate all that you do. It's an honor for me to serve in my role as a servant leader for such amazing people. I'm proud to be their servant leader, and on behalf of the over 1,000 dedicated employees and independent contractors of MCR Health, we thank you all for your support. We thank you all for being here. Our guys are amazing. I couldn't ask for a better group of colleagues to work with. And again, I salute all of you guys who are part of the MCR Health family. So let's please give all those guys a round of applause as well. And along with the thank yous, you know, and I have to say this, you know, I don't like to get into politics, but I really believe that there's no place for politics in some things, and some of that's healthcare and education, you know, things of that nature. So I really respect and I appreciate someone who, you know, puts politics aside and party aside, and they really do the right thing. And so I want to recognize our good friend, Representative Will Robinson, for all you did up at the state to help us bring some much-needed resources to help the community and to help us with our mission for the underserved. And so he was able to work hard and get us established with some funding to help carry on that mission this year. So we really appreciate you, and we applaud you for that. And President Galvano as well. Thank you so much. All right. You know we need sponsors, right? So I want to take out the time because you guys are phenomenal. You support us every year. So I really want to take the time to call these guys out. And I'll start out first with our patron circle, okay? So first of all, Dr. Tom Walsh, Leslie Wells Realty, Evidence Security, the FAMU Alumni Association, Barton and Associates, Service First Bank, and Scribe America were all in our patrons category. So let's give them a round of applause. And we can save them till the end for each category. Next was our premium partner, and that's Bose Imaging, Integrity Placement Group, Pioneer Financial Services, Sir Speedy, and our good friend Jonathan Fleece and the group over at Tidewell Hospice. Thank you so much for all of our premium partners. All right, moving on up the ladder here. Leaders Circle, Center State Bank. Thank you guys for all your support every year. Carr Riggs and Ingram. Thank you guys so much for all you do there. Byron, you guys are phenomenal. USI Insurance. Thank you guys. Lori and Joe. US MedSource. Thank you guys for your support, and that's all of our Leaders Circle, so give them a round of applause. All right, our Champion Circle. First guy on the list is Steve and Bessie Chambers. Thank you all so much for all your support over the years. You guys are phenomenal. NDC Construction and Healthcare for All, Ron Allen and your group. ACE Consulting and LabCorp. Thank you all for your support. That's our Champion Circle. And now our top two categories is the one before our top is the President's Circle, and we have one very special person. I call him one of the hardest working men in medicine. And this guy steps up to the plate every year, and you'll hear from him in a few minutes, but that's Dr. George Van Buren. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Not only does he save lives and takes care of people, but he also puts his money behind great charities and great organizations. Thank you, Dr. Van Buren. And our top two sponsors, first is Dr. Y.L. Aloka, one of our own doctors as well, who stepped up to the plate and was a Chairman Circle sponsor this year. And Figures Communication, who also donated, not only being a top sponsor, but also donated one of the great raffle prizes that you see in the back right there with the television. So let's give another round of applause for all of our fantastic sponsors. And we had many other supportive sponsors that I didn't mention, our good friends over at the Chamber of Commerce. We really thank you guys for all that you do, and many others in the room who also donated lots of auction items for us as well. All right, let's talk about the foundation and the work we do. This year alone, guys, we've donated to over 66 charities throughout the community. And that total is, if we could bring it up on board, we've contributed over $126,000 throughout the community for different charities. So we're real proud of that. Throughout the night, you've been seeing some of those charities' names that's been up on the board. And so we're really proud of the work that we do. And on top of that, guys, what we do every day of providing great care to people, it doesn't stop there. $126,000 to these great charities, and on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, we've contributed over $45 million in 2018 alone in charity care throughout the community. $45 million in charity care. Because, you know, and I give Mr. Appreciator credit for years ago understanding that, you know, what good is it for us to see a patient and for them to come in for primary care, and then we have a diagnosis and they can't get surgery, they can't get the things that they need on the specialty care side. So a lot of that, what you see is not only just the regular office visits, but we provide all of the specialty care for a lot of uninsured patients as well. And so that huge number you see includes all of the surgery, general surgery, podiatry, cardio, chiro, all of the different special services that we provide all fall into that category. So the work that you do here every night, every year when you come in, helps us to move that mission forward, and we really appreciate you, and we need your continued support. And beyond this, doing great work every day in the office, saving lives, all of the work that you see that we do each year, $45 million in charity care, that's not it. Remember I was talking about the phenomenal over 1,000 people that are part of the MCR Health family? Guys, there's probably an event every month or some type of charity that we're supporting every month with different drives throughout the year. And I tell you, I've just never seen a more giving group than the people that are part of the MCR Health family. So in order for you guys to really understand a little bit more about what I mean, we put together a little short video to show you some of the work that we've done throughout the community in 2018. So let's take a quick look. We ourselves are members of the community that we serve. We are neighbors giving back to neighbors. We are a service-based business, so it's natural that giving back to the community is just the right thing to do. I am so proud of the over 800 MCR employees and how much we give back to our patients and our community each and every year.
Community values are a critical pillar to the MCR Health business, and it's something that we as an organization embrace each and every day. We define community as embracing diversity and acting responsibly for all of our patients, associates, and communities. For over 40 years, MCR Health has been devoted to the betterment of the communities that we serve and to the lives of those within them.
I believe that MCR Health, over and above the exceptional health care we provide, are involved in the community. We are a pillar of the community, and it makes me very proud.
This past holiday season was a special time for our company, as MCR Health partnered with Feed the Children. Working together, we donated a full 53-foot tractor-trailer load of food and hygiene supplies to children and families in need, right here within the local community that we serve. Additionally, we held our annual toy drive to spread holiday cheer to local families who may otherwise have had no gifts to exchange.
We believe in being a part of the community no matter where we are. We do sports physicals. Our foundation raises money to help patients who are in need, no matter where they reside. Our staff is involved with a number of community activities.
Our team members held 11 service projects geared toward a diverse group of community members across the Tri-County service area. We made a big impact in the lives of children in need by spreading joy and fun. At the Pathways to Learning Daycare Center, children were invited to enjoy an ice cream social, complete with arts and crafts, and especially the lovable therapy dogs. There was also a fun day of bowling with the children of Bradenton from various local community centers. And in Palmetto, we held the annual Back to School Bash, which gave over 400 local children the opportunity to get free backpacks stuffed with all the school supplies they'll need to make the upcoming school year a great success. In addition to the supplies, kids also received much-needed free haircuts, vision and dental screenings, and of course, what children's event would be complete without bounce houses, arts and crafts, face painting, fun games, and free food.
With just one touch, you take me there. Without your love, we go nowhere. With just one touch, you're always there to remind. You take me there. When waters run, you will still be there. Your love, you're always there on the side. We go nowhere. With just one touch, with just one touch.
MCR employees also came together to help build bicycles for some of Dr. Ladinas's needy patients. For most of these foster children, this was the very first bike they'd ever owned, giving them a new way to spend quality time together. We hope they bring joy and happy memories for years to come.
With just one touch, you're always there to remind. You take me there. When waters run, you will still be there. Your love, you're always there on the side. We go nowhere. With just one touch, with just one touch.
We were also involved in feeding the hungry. Employees of Huntington Behavioral Health in Fort Myers partnered with Meals on Wheels to help prepare meals for the over 1,000 community members that they serve. In Arcadia, employees came together to pack over 100 boxed dinners for community members in need. We enjoyed bringing companionship, conversation, and fun to the elderly. In Bradenton, we hosted a night of bingo, food, and fellowship at Greenbrier Rehab and Nursing Center. That's where employees had a chance to bring smiles to the residents and also to themselves with a night of fun and games. Employees also hosted a similar event at Arcadia Oaks where cupcakes and giveaways were a highlight for all.
You take me there. When waters run, you will still be there. Your love, you're always there on the side. We go nowhere. With just one touch, with just one touch.
MCR Health and its employees appreciate our first responders. We're grateful for the sacrifices they make to keep our communities and families safe. This year, employees volunteered their time to write over 400 cards and letters to thank the first responders in our community for all that they do and to show them the love and respect that this community has for them. The Women's Resource Center has been serving Manatee and Sarasota counties for over 35 years. This year, MCR Health volunteers visited the center in Bradenton to beautify its appearance, providing much-needed landscaping with flowers and shrubs.
With just one touch, you take me there. Without your love, we with just one touch, you're always there to remind. You take me there. When waters run, you will still be there. Your love, you're always there on the side. We go nowhere. With just one touch, with just one touch.
Our mission is to provide all patients, including the underserved and the uninsured, access to quality primary care and preventative health education, and that's regardless of race, sex, disability, or economic status. This year alone, MCR Health provided over $45 million in charity care for the uninsured. That's a huge impact to the local community.
Mrs. Jones has been a longtime patient of Dr. Douglas Walsh and one of the more than 110,000 MCR patients. She's a senior citizen, mother of 4, and grandmother to 10, who does everything she can to help her family while still being in need herself. This year, we had the honor of giving this beloved member of the community a well-deserved home makeover. In typical fashion, the MCR team pulled together, braving the tropical Florida summertime heat and rain to help bring beauty and much-needed maintenance to Mrs. Jones's home. The attendees benefited too, as they celebrated the day's positive impact both on themselves and the family they were able to help. At MCR Health, giving back to the community is at our core. It's our passion, our culture, and we're honored to continue that tradition each and every day.
You're always there to remind. You take me there. When waters rough, you will still be there. You'll be there beside me. With just one touch, with just one touch, you're always there to remind. You take me there. When waters rough, you will still be there. You're always there beside me. With just one touch, with just one touch. Hold me tight, I'll never let you leave. Let me go, I'll live in disbelief. You say the truth every time you speak. Without a doubt, got everything I need. Yeah. Hold me tight, I'll never let you leave. Let me go, I'll live in disbelief. You say the truth, oh, every time you speak. See, no doubt, got everything I need. You're always there to remind. You take me there. When waters rough, you will still be there. You'll be there beside me. With just one touch, with just one touch, you're always there to remind. You take me there. When waters rough, you will still be there. You're always there beside me. With just one touch, with just one touch.
All right, you guys see what I mean now about the phenomenal people that work for MCR Health. Let's give them another round of applause. Many of them are here tonight. Amazing work, amazing work. And it's so good to give. It's so good to give. It's better to give than to receive. And so now it's time for us to give. And so I want to bring up Senator McKay and also the man I've dubbed as the hardest working man in medicine, Dr. George Van Buren, and we'll present some very worthy charities, some checks. Come on up.
Good evening. You guys having fun? Okay, hopefully everybody was able to kind of bid on some things, and we'll be reconciling soon. But let me get to this. First, I would like to bring up Ms. Betsy Plant from the Blessing Bags Project. What they do is they prepare and distribute personal hygiene items, clothing, and things of that sort for our patients who may be homeless and also our migrant seasonal farm workers. And so we wanted to do something to kind of help them to further their mission. So thank you very much for coming out, Ms. Plant. We're going to do a little photo op with the big check. Hey, our next group is the All-Star Children's Foundation. They are located in Sarasota, but they serve kids in Sarasota and Manatee County. And what their mission is to provide a safe place for children who may have suffered a trauma. And so with us this evening is Mr. Stephen Francher. Hope I got that right. Did I get it right? All right. And so we want to recognize them for the work that they do and helping the children in Manatee and Sarasota counties. Okay, our next recipient is a gentleman by the name of Leroy Butler. You may have read about Mr. Butler and his family. On September 17, they were sleeping in their home and a fire broke out in their attic. And it consumed the smoke detector, went through the roof and everything, and they were sleeping. And their dog, Zippy, got up, was barking, got them out of the house, safe and sound. Unfortunately, Zippy didn't make it, but he is a true hero. And we just wanted to be able to do something for the family of Mr. Butler because they've suffered this horrific loss. Our next recipient is the American Cancer Society, whose mission is to do whatever possible to eliminate cancer in our lifetime. And so we have here with us tonight Ms. Denise Benavides, who works very closely with us. We're a very good partner with ACS, and so we wanted to do something to kind of help them out and support their mission. Okay, our last recipient is the Suncoast Center for Independent Living, and they're represented by Mr. Harvey Brooks. The Suncoast Center for Independent Living provides a lot of support for those that may be disabled, wheelchairs, ramps, all kinds of things. And so we wanted to help them out because they had an unexpected shortfall in their budget. And so we have a check for them for $12,000 that we'd like to present this evening. So Mr. Brooks, if you come forward.
Let's give our charities another round of applause. You guys do great work, and it's an honor for us to support your mission. All right, now to the man of the hour. I call him Mr. C. Stephen, and I'll say that's for Charles Stephen Wicker, right? C. Stephen Wicker. I tell you, this guy, he's just touched so many individuals, so many charities throughout the community, going back 35 years. I mean, there's people that have been in trouble that he's just been that quiet giant that's touched so many. And a lot of times I meet with my CFO and my financial guys, and they wonder, you know, man, how do you know all this stuff about finance? It's him. I went to him about 25 years ago, and I said, you're the best CPA in town, make me smart. And he did, and so you've left an indelible impression upon me and upon this community, and we honor you and we appreciate you. And so we want to pay tribute to you with a short video, and then after that, we'd like for you to come up so we can present you with the 12th Annual Edgar H. Price Lifetime Achievement Award. So let's take a quick look.
My name is Fred Atkins, and I'm a longtime resident, born and raised in the city of Sarasota. And I've been the mayor of the city of Sarasota 3 terms, served 18 years on the city commission. And I've also had the privilege of knowing Mr. Wicker for over 35 years. To be a CPA, you almost have to be above all reproach in almost anything you do, but he's been an amazing person in his commitment to our community and to the people of our community.
He's a fair man. He's hugely non-judgmental, a task that most of us could work harder at being.
Steve Wicker is a man that's of great character. He's always above reproach. He's a man that we can always count on at all times. He's been a blessing to so many over the years.
Mr. Wicker is, most of all, a man of integrity. If he says he's going to do it, he does it.
He could give criticism to staff, and it could be received because it was always given as constructive. He never played favorites, and he was one of my favorites.
He lives it. He's an interesting guy that have always been a person that I admired from a distance, and kind of watched him maneuver in his different arenas, from his being a musician to a singer to a community active person.
Steve is a man of faith. But he isn't a man who carries his religion on his sleeve. He demonstrates it through his generosity and his actions.
Steve and Lee Wicker have been at our church for over 35 years. He's got a very strong faith in the Lord, and he's a guy that gets excited about the Holy Spirit as well. We've seen him so often help people and bless people because of his faith.
No one ever doubted, his commitment to his religion, his faith, and his practice of it. He was always present and accounted for as related to his walk with God and Jesus.
I just recently did a skit at church where he dressed up kind of funny and made everybody laugh. And he's done that over the years, where it doesn't matter what he has to do, he loves to help people laugh, and we've seen that over the years many, many times.
Steve has such an amazingly unique baritone voice that
it gets your attention when he opens his mouth. And so sometimes when you look for that voice or that sound that's coming out of his mouth, you're not sure where it's coming from because it don't sound like it comes from him. But then he tried to also think that he's a bass sometime when actually he barely is a baritone.
Back in the early days of our church, we were always looking for someone to lead music. And one day, Steve Wicker walked in the door, and that was a game changer for our church in the early days.
I don't know if you're aware of it, he plays the piano too. He is so good on the ivories. He performs quite well, but it isn't really a performance for him, it's a ministry.
He has forever been involved in various community activities, lending, giving his accounting background as support.
My greatest experience with Steve is with the Gulf Coast Community Choir and the J.H. Floyd Sunshine Manor and Villages and other ancillary buildings that they built. And he was the catalyst and force behind that, and he kept them organized. Really kept them organized.
He has been the linchpin for us and the grants that we have received as well as the community has received.
Steve has been a big giver over the years at our church, and I just happen to know over time that he's given a lot to help young people go on trips like mission trips and things like that. And he's blessed so many people, not only in our church, but outside the church.
I know him as a proud papa and a proud granddad, and one of his most amazing things right now is that he's got a grandson that's gotten into the youth ministry, and he thinks that's so special because it's one of his seeds that's a pastor to be.
Steve has a large family. One thing I hear him often saying is, Pastor Tom, I won't be at church this weekend because we're going up north to be with our family.
Is a family man. He loves his wife Lee very much. He's extremely proud of his children. And Steve, about 10 years ago, semi-adopted a niece. And Steve at this time was probably in his mid-60s because we're about the same age. And he took on the responsibility of bringing a 9-year-old girl into his family.
Steve Wicker, congratulations for this tremendous honor. I'm so amazed and pleased that you're finally being recognized publicly. You've been a quiet soldier for these communities for quite some time, and we appreciate you bringing your knowledge and wisdom and understanding to these bi-county areas.
Steve, I am so happy that you're being honored in this. In fact, all of our elders, I told them about this, and they were all excited as well because we honor you so much. You have been such a blessing to our community. We love you. We appreciate you. This is your night. God bless you.
Steve, I'm just absolutely delighted to be here with you this evening when you are given the Edgar Price Lifetime Achievement Award. There is just nobody that would be more deserving of such an honor as you. I cherish your friendship, and I thank you for all that you have done for me and our law firm of Kirk Pinkerton.
Mr. Wicker, on behalf of all of the members of Educational Consultants, on behalf of Cleve Piercy, Doretha Pratt, and all of the children whose lives you have touched, I congratulate you. We are so, so proud to have you as a part of our team and a part of our ministry. Be blessed.
All right, and without further ado, a man who's been a philanthropist, a mentor, a father. He's so talented, a musician. He does so much for so many in the community. I've seen him helping charities. And when he found out there was some shortfalls, I saw this guy take a check out of his pocket and write a check. I mean, he's just amazing. Him and also his wife, Ms. Lee Wicker, phenomenal people. So we're honored to welcome you to the Edgar H. Price Junior Lifetime Achievement Award Club on this 12th anniversary. So without further ado, Mr. C. Stephen Wicker, come on up.
All I can say is, wow. Years ago, somebody gave my family a prayer to hang on our wall, and it simply said, Lord, fill my mouth with worthwhile stuff and nudge me when I've said enough. I get the message. The scriptures say it is more blessed to give than to receive. I appreciate the fact that the board is honoring me, so I choose to honor people from the Bradenton, Sarasota community who have impacted my life. First of all, I would love to honor my Lord for endowing me with the gift of giving, the gift of music and exhortation, and the gift of a profession that has become the key to my being able to give to my community. Next, I would like to introduce my wife, Lee. Would you stand, please? For 58 years, Lee has been the bride of my life, the bride of my youth, the love of my life, my helpmate, prayer warrior, and friend through all of my endeavors. Lee, you still are a classy lady and a beautiful woman. And I honor and esteem you highly, my love. Wow. Also, I would like to honor my pastor and his wife. Would you stand, please? Pastor Tom Wilhoit and Rhoda. They came to our church, the Fellowship of Believers, 25 years ago as youth pastors, and now he is a senior pastor. He's a visionary, a man of the word, and a man of integrity with a shepherd's heart and a heart after God. We thank you, Tom. Our grandson and his wife are the youth and young adult pastors of the church, and they are with us tonight representing the rest of our family who live in Columbus, Ohio. Nathan and Miranda, will you please stand? God blessed us with two children, Debbie and Daryl, and their husbands and wives, Jacob and Debbie Elsie, and Daryl and Susanna Wicker. And they have blessed us with 8 grandchildren. 1 is in heaven, and 5 great-grandchildren. And on Sunday, Trey and Ariana Elsie texted us and said, another boy is on the way. My quiver is getting full. Ten years ago, God blessed us with an adopted daughter, Deasia Moses Wicker, who is at our table. Will you stand, please? With her friend boy, Anthony Parker. You hear the daddy in me, don't you? Also at the table are Mike and Lynn Tork. Please stand. They are close friends who have been our prayer angels in all of our crisis moments for over 30 years, and we love you. Next, I would like to honor a man whom I never met because he died in 1974. But I was intrigued by his contribution to the Newtown area of Sarasota, Reverend John Henry Floyd. And the Choirs Union, an organization of church choirs, formed the Old Folk Aid Club in 1951. At that time, racial segregation was still the custom in Sarasota, and there were no assisted living or nursing facilities outside of private homes to care for senior African Americans who needed such care. Reverend Floyd recruited volunteers to raise funds to construct a building. In 1957, the Old Folk Aid Home on East Myrtle Avenue was completed and opened with more than 30 residents. In 1967, a new facility on 18th Street was built. In 1981, I was invited to their board meeting by Mrs. Lilla Mae Weston. She was one of the first black female nursing home administrators in Florida. She was quite a lady. She told me they had received a grant from the Schoenbaum Family Foundation for a new kitchen and activities wing. Even though she had not met me, she heard that I was a CPA, and she knew that I had to be the person on the board to administer the grant. She was persistent, very persistent. So I went, and I was elected board president in that meeting. I told her that one of the first things I wanted to do was institute a contest to change the name of the facility. The new name was J.H. Floyd, Sunshine Manor. Reverend Floyd had a vision. The Choirs Union responded. They planted and watered the seed. The community continued to water the seed. And now if you drive by there today, you will see that they have 2 elderly and handicapped independent living facilities have been added, as well as an assisted living facility. Also tonight, I would like to honor a Manatee County resident who has been giving to this community through his expertise as a skilled musician and piano tuner. I heard him play the piano when we first moved to Sarasota 39 years ago. I was completely enthralled when I saw his fingers fly over the keys that he could not see, playing music that he could not read. But he trained his ears to listen to other skilled pianists who in effect became his mentors. They gave to him. God gave the increase, and he and his wife have been serving churches, schools, and other events all of these years with beautiful music and tuned pianos. I would like Sam Lane and his faithful wife assistant, Anita, to stand. Let's give them a raw hand to clap. I have been blessed to be on a number of boards in Manatee and Sarasota counties that are meeting the spiritual, educational, and emotional needs of young people and the elderly. At this time in my life, I am proud to be an active board member of MCR Health Services because of the quality of life we are making available to residents in this and surrounding counties. Mickey Prochet had a vision. He passed the baton to Patrick Carnegie, and I honor them for their astute leadership. Let's give them a hand. There's a song that I believe is a prayer for our nation. It was sung at that fateful day on September 11th, 2001. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. And we pray that God will continue to bless America so we can continue to be a great nation. We can continue to be a giving nation. We can continue to be a loving nation. And we can continue to be a caring nation. I am looking out. I am looking out on a sea of people here tonight because you are a representation of what America is. people who love, people who care, people who give. And we, the board of MCR Health Services, our administrative staff, employees, and the foundation board, honor you. Now I would ask of you, those who can't stand, if you would stand and sing with me, please. Are the words up? Oh, yes. And so that we can be united as one great choir, I will count to 8. What key do you want? I want the key of G. Okay. That's them. Singing the note we will begin with. So please watch the director. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. Oh, God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you. Give yourselves a royal hand clap. Come on. Come on, you deserve all the credit.
Stephen Wicker, you are inspirational, and I think everyone here tonight that saw your acceptance speech would all agree that the right choice was made for this award tonight. Give him one more hand, will you? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming tonight. And Mr. Wicker, it's been a special night for you and for us, sir, and we congratulate you. Thank you, everybody.